We'll be swapping this 4-cylinder with manual transmission from my completely crashed Cooper S that I bought at auction into my mechanically totaled base Cooper. And in this video, we hope to find out if it will even start. If you haven't yet, please make sure that you like and subscribe as it really helps us out. My name is Ethan and welcome to Car Creations. The first thing we did was to strip apart the front of the Cooper in order to remove the engine. This is when we found our first surprise. Oh my goodness gracious.
Hallelujah, I'm waiting for a rat to fall out.
No kidding. No wonder this car wouldn't start. And there's all sorts of bolts in here.
It's a good thing we're doing an engine swap. This girl's a little leaky.
Not very good. We then continued to take apart the car by removing the headlights, then the crash bar, then the air filter, and then we were ready to empty the coolant, if there was anything left. Alright, so we just removed the air condenser and now we have to get to the radiator. So in order to do that, we just have to empty one of the hoses, pour it into a bucket, and then we can take off the radiator and drain what's left of the fluid into a catch can.
I'm just a bucket boy. Woo. Coolant water ball! I don't have enough buckets. Nice! Well, that's full of coolant.
Turns out there was a lot more fluid than we thought. It seems we're gonna have a little more cleanup to do on the floor here than we originally thought.
Here we go. Good.
We then removed the dented hood and assessed the work that we need to perform.
Ooh, crossing me up, dog. Oh.
Alright, so we only have Mark left for a day and a half. So I think I'm gonna call in a favor with one of my mechanic friends and get him over here to help us get this blue Cooper taken apart and put back together. So I got my mechanic friend Simon to come, who immediately set to work working on removing the brakes, the suspension, and then worked on removing the axles.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Carry it like a baby, it's the only one we have.
Keep it safe.
Alright, so we have now gone to the point where we can take the old engine out of the blue car. We've come across a few little things that we have to try to figure out that are different from the Cooper S to the Cooper, but it'll be fine. So we finally have the two shifter linkages out, and let's just compare them here. So right here we have the automatic one,
PRND.
just one right through.
One cable.
And this is a lot more complicated.
You have a 2-cable system, grommet that passes through the interior of the vehicle. That's the same, that's what matters. So these 2 cables will kind of be a pain to have to fit through. There's a heat shield that's in the way. But this is your manual shifter. You have no electronics on here or anything. And then you can kind of see when that moves around, some things happen down there, and someone smarter than me figured out that you can change gears with that. We're gonna have to roll this car forward. I mean, the arm you could extend.
Arm extends.
Does the arm have? Okay, good.
Having already removed the red Cooper S engine before, this process was a lot more simple. Out it comes! Once everything is disconnected, we just have to connect the hoist, then we disconnect the bottom engine mount, and then we get to work on the top and transmission mount. So this engine is in really bad disrepair. The car has over 200,000 miles on it. There is supposed to be a rubber engine mount that basically the engine sits on, but that is completely worn away and fallen out, and the engine is just sitting on the metal.
1, 2, 3! Oh!
He doesn't do anything slowly. Nice.
Oh, no! That is like the puke and popcorn bowl in every family's household, and you're using that to hold oil and coolant.
Simon comes in here and he says, "Oh my goodness, did you guys catch any coolant? Because there was 4 drops on the ground."
4 drops?
Our entire
drowning in the engine bay.
Time to talk here for a second. So we actually have a lot more work than we thought we needed to do. I just got off the phone from talking to my friend from Beamer Fixes, who does a lot of the coding for the channel. We could simply just add the 4-cylinder engine with manual transmission like I've been planning. Not only will we have to probably make a custom wiring harness, but we might even have to do a custom tune in order to get the new engine and transmission to even work. And then on top of that, the sensors, the engine management system, airflow, and all that could actually cause a lot of complications while we're trying to get this to all work. So I'm thinking that it's going to be easier just to transfer all the electronics from the red car into the blue car. So this includes every module that we see, the complete wiring harness that comes in one piece, and it goes to the roof, it goes through the rear bumper, it goes under the floor, it goes up into the dash, it goes into the engine, and move that over the blue one. All that we're going to be using from the blue car is just the shell and airbags. So I'm going to go wake up Mark, and we're going to go get the wiring harness out of the red Mini and get it ready to be put into the blue one.
A plus B equals C.
You're swapping the whole dash harness?
Told that it had to be done.
By who?
It's a better idea to take a couple hours to do it now than to put the engine in, to put the chairs in, and be like, oh, okay, wait, we need to take this out so we can switch the wire.
Right there.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've just done it once or twice.
So we almost have it completely out of the red car, and then we have to start putting it in the blue car. We have this lift on jack stand, and my poor friend Mark down here stuck underneath trying to get the body pan out because we need the fuel line. We also don't want this old Cooper S exhaust under here, so we are working on getting this old exhaust out because right now, it's just a paperweight.
Now, the interesting thing, you'll notice Ethan used the word "we."
No.
Now, the definition of
Cut. I've been working, look at my hands. I just removed the back panel here. I have all the wires. I'm ready to work on trying to pull it through now. Then we have to start trying to rip up the wiring harness through the floor. Mark has been toying away at this for the last 20 minutes.
All right, pretty much the only thing we have left in this car is a gas pedal and half of a steering rack.
Here is the HVAC system. And there are some wires behind, so we might have to do this in the other car too. Yay!
But excited is an understatement.
In order to get the wiring harness out, it goes into the bumper. And it would be easy if this car was just like the base model car. Basically, you just take off the bumper and pull it out. This car has backup cameras. This car has parking distance control sensors. Bumper off.
All right, that's one Mini Cooper S carpet removed.
So I just fed through the entire left-hand side wiring harness through this hole here, and Mark collected it for me.
This is only what's on the hood, like the engine side of the car too. We have
left
all
side.
this from the back. Yeah, I know it's only the left side. We have the whole right side to do. So this is literally not even close to a quarter of the wiring that we have here.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna disclose to the audience how long it took me to get this out. And it's still taking me to get out. And now it's a matter of getting the other car prepped and ready to transfer all the wires. That's a good start.
While Simon worked on removing the rest of the base Cooper parts from under the car, Mark and I completely stripped over the blue Mini interior. This included the seats, the dash, the trim, everywhere, all had to be removed. Alright, so now we have to remove the headliner. So on the red car, we were able to literally just yank it out, but because we need to reuse it for this car, we're gonna have to be a lot more careful. About 2 hours on this headliner, and we finally have it out. There's some little, right before you go pulling it out, there's a bunch of clips.
Good day, Mark.
Oh, wait, it's pinching back there.
Wow, it doesn't fit.
Go to the front doors.
That is super not gonna work.
Oh yeah. Alright, and with the blue bumper off, there's a spare tire. So, that's no fun. Oh, alright, it's time to get the new wiring harness into the blue Mini. We have removed the wiring harness from every clip possible, and now we're just about to take it out of the car as we speak.
They say they're waiting on me, it's because they just hate to help. Okay, Ethan has an excuse.
I'd recommend everyone who has an automatic Mini that you put a manual transmission in. You just have to remove a few clips and just a couple wires, and you're good to go. Oh. Part of my glove has remained in the car.
It's a rat's nest, it's a maze, it's a tangled fishing line, but we're making progress.
So I've already tucked a whole ton of stuff in. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Don't know where this goes, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So right here is where I'm a little bit worried about. I'm trying to get this on, but Mark took it off, so I'm trusting him to put it in. And then, as soon as we get all this sort of tucked away in here, we can start putting the engine in, which is honestly the best part of this entire build, so super excited for that. Tell the viewers how many of those you've had so far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Approximately 12.
It's all buttoned up. We have fuse box in, BDC is almost ready to put in, and all the wires are all in here. Big news. All right, now we can put the carpet in, which should be fine. So let's do it. I'm coming in. But literally the only reason we're using this carpet is because it was cleaner. So yeah. And it'll smell nicer too. The other carpet's done.
And it totally won't have any tears in it from us doing this.
Nice. Now you're talking. We just have to finish putting this carpet in, and then we can start attaching the HVAC housing in, And then we put the bar underneath the dash, the frame underneath the dash, and then we can start putting the clutch and brake and gas and all that in. So that is very exciting. This will hold the HVAC unit in. 1 million bolts to go. Yes. Now, amongst this absolutely mess of car parts everywhere, we have now come to the pinnacle of our video, or maybe even the whole series. We are going to be putting this engine, this 4-cylinder engine and manual transmission into this car that originally had a 3-cylinder with a automatic transmission. So yeah, let's get her started. We then set to work trying to maneuver the 4-cylinder into the car, and this proved to be a lot more difficult than just removing it. Because the transmission wanted to hang low on the hoist, this caused everything not to be lined up correctly as we were trying to get it in. We're really trying not to mash anything on here because it's proving rather difficult.
It's not the engine that's supposed to be in this car
Not necessarily.
as well.
Nah, it's supposed to be in this car.
Yeah, says the guy.
It's going to be.
Says
in this.
the guy.
It's going.
Okay, it's right where it's supposed to be over here. This is nervous. Finally, after many attempts, we got the transmission mount bolted up, and then we were able to maneuver the rest of the engine in successfully. Let's go! The engine is now in the car. Both top mounts are done. We'll do the bottom mount in a little bit. I don't know, guess it's time to start putting it back together.
Totally different engine, totally different transmission, and a whole extra clutch pedal. All just fit in seamlessly. It's
Perfect.
It's the same body, so I don't see why it wouldn't. But I did have my concerns, and look at it. It's in.
Up next comes the ECU, as well as we put, I think it's a fuel system control module in here.
It's all hooked up.
All hooked
This is
up.
the one from the other Red Mini. This is obviously meant for a 4-cylinder. It's important that it be the 4-cylinder, and it also isn't going to be looking for an automatic transmission module. I'll make sure that's not there because it's a manual transmission, doesn't have the same thing, and it's apparently tuned with the JCW tune, so that'll sound great.
We have now completed the intercooler installation down there, and Simon's just installing the battery. It is now time to get the dash into the car. So Mark has it here. He's gonna heave it in, and I'm gonna grab it from the other side. And this is the first step in tying the interior back together. This is going a lot quicker than we thought it would, but we still have a long way to go. I'm getting all the wires into the door there. They're almost done. He is working on the speakers.
Yes, sir.
I can keep working on the back, and I need to find a sound design module, which I have lost. And even if you have like a later model, like a 2018 or 2019 or even a 2020, it will have the little holes as well as threads there to install this secret compartment. So you can go pick up one of these on eBay and install it on your Mini if you happen to own a Mini. All right, now we're gonna try the secret compartment out. Do you have your drugs?
Drugs?
Oh, sorry. Do you have your pepperoni sticks to hide in here?
No, but I got my drugs.
All right, let's continue putting this interior on and see what other modifications we're gonna do. Our progress is now that we are putting on the front radiator pack. So that includes the fan, the radiator, and the aircon condenser.
It just drops in. You just want to keep an eye on your connection points, the hoses that go into it.
This is the glove box. And in this video, we are going to be installing it into my F56 transformation car. Put that in right now. Mark here knows exactly what he's doing. And what?
We are recording.
We are talking to the very nice ladies and gentlemen on the other side of the camera right now. All right, so Mark, let's bring that into the car and get her installed because the interior is coming together. It's looking so good. We got
It's looking like a car.
Yeah. We got the side panels in the rear done. Just snapped right on. And we have most of the front of the car done. The front of the inside of the car. Okay, so the interior's come now to a point where we can put the steering wheel and airbag in, and the engine's come to the point where, once we do that, we should be able to do the first start. Hopefully it'll start. So we're just gonna take this off the SEL, the tape that we put on to make sure it didn't move. There we go. Aha! Okay, let's put the big bolt in. Years ago, not that long ago, I did a little airbag swap, and I was driving, and suddenly the steering wheel came off my hands, and it turns out I forgot to put this bolt in before I put this airbag on. So don't ever let that be you. What are y'all laughing about? There we go. All right. Now we can start the car. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna hook up the battery. Car has power.
All
I
right.
didn't see any magic smoke. That's a good start.
Engine control. Engine will not start without key. We just need the key.
Where's the clutch is on the floor right now.
Yeah, it's not bled yet.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Pull up ISTA Plus and we're gonna take a look. Okay, so auxiliary is working, but nothing from the engine is doing anything really. We haven't bled the clutch yet and it's really weak, so we're possibly thinking that the car isn't recognizing the clutch being depressed because it is a manual now, so it won't start. So we're gonna try to bleed the clutch and then see if that starts the car. Take 2 on the engine start. We worked on the bleeding the clutch, so hopefully we get something here. So clutch in, brake in.
Same exact thing.
All right, back to the computer. Time for more diagnostics. Take 5.
Well, this isn't looking good that the interior works perfect and the engine doesn't start, which was my department.
So I cleared all the codes again and still nothing. This car is dead. I'm getting tired of this.
Take 12.
So we have tried starting it at this point a ton of times. And I noticed that when I put my foot on the brake, that little message still pops up saying to press the brake, which I am doing. So that gives me an idea that maybe the pressure sensor for the brake isn't plugged in properly, and maybe that's all we have to do. So Mark plugged the brake sensor in a little bit farther.
Dang it!
But we're a bit farther. Depress the clutch.
So now it thinks the clutch isn't in far enough.
Yeah.
That's
Still doesn't work.
That's
but
progress.
It works. It doesn't work, but it works less work than it worked before the work.
For actual size reference.
So we have been trying to get this car started all day long, and we finally figured out that we were missing a sensor, and it's fallen off when we moved the clutch pedal onto the rack. And we just spent not even 20 minutes looking for it, and we have found it, which is insane.
Ethan found it. It's unknown who broke it.
This chaos broken. It
well, not broken. It
Oh,
fell
you're
off.
sounding pretty.
We don't.
I
Notice who's defensive.
I didn't sound defensive.
Anyway, this is your clutch position sensor.
Yes.
It tells your computer that the clutch is pressed in and lets you start the car.
What?
It has to start.
Take what? What is this?
It's 9.
Double digits.
Okay, okay. Let's see. Clutch in.
Boys, we did it! We did it!
Dude, I am so excited. We're gonna have to bleed the coolant system. We're gonna have to put the other axle in, but...
And I genuinely thought I was gonna leave tomorrow and it wouldn't be running. But here we are.
One little sensor. We do need to bleed the coolant, but we are getting a little issue here. So if I go into the car, temperature controls are not lighting up no matter what I do. And I need to have the heat and temperature controls active so I can bleed the coolant properly. So I'm hoping I won't have to take apart the entire dash all over again, as there might be something unplugged. But I'm gonna keep looking into the codes, and worst case, we'll have to get to that at a later point. However, that's all we have time for today. We still have to put together the engine compartment, we still have to put the seats in the car, we still have to put the roof, we still have to put the entire interior back together of the car, as well as the front bumpers, lights, and stuff like that. We'd appreciate it if you leave any comments or questions down below. We'd love to answer them. Most of all, we hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.